Hey guys, Chris here. A lot of people have been asking me, I have a lot of Pokemon cards, should I get them graded? And if I do get them graded, where should I get them graded from? There's so many different options these days. Grading companies are showing up all over the place. A lot of them are getting so much business, regardless if they're good or bad, that the quality of the grading has just gone down. A lot of the standard grading companies that we've all heard of, such as PSA and Beckett, they're getting way too many orders right now, and the turnaround time for grading can be astronomically high. Right now, as of this video, Pokemon cards are going up in price. A lot of people are getting their cards graded, and because of that, the turnaround time is so insane that it is possible by the time your graded cards come back that the value of your card has significantly gone down because of the wait time. For me, I've decided to go, especially my modern cards, with PCA grading. PCA is a company in France. They have a really good turnaround time. They're very professional, very good customer service. They do things a little bit differently, like the standard PSA and Beckett grading services, which is fine. My thoughts on where to grade your cards, it all depends what kind of cards you have. Let's start with the high end. If you have high end older Pokemon cards, Wizards of the Coast Pokemon cards, a Pokemon card that you say this is the best quality card that you can have. The centering is perfect, the corners are perfect, there's no print lines in the hologram. You say this is a perfect 10 and it's a card that's worth a lot of money. I would go with Beckett services. That is, once you've gotten used to what a good card is, if you can distinguish a really good card from a really, from a 9 to a 10, if you think that it's really a 10 plus card and you want the maximum value for your card, you should try Beckett services. They do the whole, corners and surface subgrades, which is really nice. But if you're not sure what a 10 is, or you just want to try and get your cards graded, I definitely would not go with Beckett. The second option is PSA, like this card here. PSA has a more lenient grading curve than Beckett. If you pull a pack fresh card out of a booster pack, chances of getting a PSA 10 are pretty good. Even with the old sets, you're looking at a 9 or a 10 no matter what, as long as the pack is fresh and the card has no significant damages. So if you want just a good grade for an older card, I'd recommend going with PSA. Now to PCA. They're really good for older cards as well as newer cards. One thing a little bit different than PCA does from the other sets is they send you your top loaders back, which right now it seems kind of weird, but top loaders are actually really hard to come by. Penny sleeves you can get everywhere, but top loaders, especially the semi-rigid sleeves, they're not easy to come by. And the fact they send you back your sleeves is actually kind of nice. That I really like. And let's start with opening the packs, or the graded cards. One thing that I did notice with the other companies, I live in Europe, and a lot of European companies have popped up, such as EGS, and a European grading service. The problem with them is they have a lot of, they grade a lot of like comic books and other cards that are not Pokemon. And because of that, they don't have as much Pokemon knowledge as some of the other companies. And I've noticed a lot of my cards have had a wrong, cards that say first edition on them that are actually not first edition. Stuff like that. I would not recommend going with EGS in Europe. PCA so far has proved to be the best grading service that I've found in Europe. In the US, there are some other grading services. CGS has popped up and they're quite popular. What I don't like is, what a lot of people don't like, is the light blue on the top here. It just looks very old-fashioned, and the cases aren't really to my liking. The grades, they do have the subgrades, so if subgrades is what's important for you and Beckett takes too long, I would definitely recommend trying it if you live in the US. But if you live in Europe, PCA, it's the way to go. These cases are fire. They look really good. I'll compare them in a second to the PSA. But let's see what my first Charizard VMAX Full Art from the Elite Trainer box has got. And these are all packed fresh. I mean, straight from the Elite Trainer box to the PCA. All right, we got a 9.5. I mean, that's kind of standard. If the card looks good, packed fresh, you're not going to get a 10 necessarily from PCA. They are quite particular on what they give you. You don't expect a lot of 10s from PCA. There is a 10 plus grade. If you do have a very valuable card and you get a 10 plus grade from PCA, if you want just value from your card, you can go with Beckett and get it regraded with Beckett standards. No doubt you'll get a little more dollar for your grade. But if you're like me and you just like a really cool case and you don't plan on selling every single card you grade, PCA, way to go. So yeah, the cases, let's take a look real quick. I mean, this is the one I'm used to, and compared to some of the other cases, this is always my favorite, the PSA. But if you look next, you know, the side, the front, I mean, this one is just more compact. It's smaller. It's got the QR code on the back, just like the PSA. This card, the PSA card, was graded about a year or two ago maybe. It's pretty much the same thing. I mean, I like the new PSA hologram. The number is not really needed. For me, the QR code is the most important, and that they both have. The PCA is a lot smaller, and I like it. It's more lightweight. It's just generally better. It looks better. The card looks better. I don't like these, you know, these corners here. It just, sometimes the card even like moves around inside the PSA case. The PCA doesn't do that. I'm really satisfied with PCA. But let's keep going with my grades. Let's see if I can get that 10 plus. So far, I have not been able to get a 10 plus. Yeah, so PSA, one of the main problems right now is the turnaround time. It's got way too long turnaround time. You can wait half a year for your cards. Another 9.5. It's just way too long. PCA, even with the cheapest service, which is €9 to grade your cards, it only takes 35 business days. I mean, 35 business days is not bad. Here we go with the Wizards of the Coast Holo. This one came out of a theme deck. This one would get a PSA 10, no doubt. I mean, the centering's great, the corners are great, the surface is great. I want to say this is a definite PSA 10. I just wanted to get it graded by PCA just to see the difference. And the grade is a 9.5. So if you really want that 10, that PSA 10, and you're going for just selling your cards, then maybe PSA would be the way to go. But for me, a 9.5 is more than fair. Let's see what we got here. We got the bird tree up. Didn't cover that up too well. This is also pack fresh and another 9.5. So yeah, I mean, not guaranteed that these cards would be a PSA 10, but I want to say that most of these cards would have gotten a PSA 10 if I had gone with PSA. A 9.5 from PCA is already quite good. Let's see what else we get. We got a Magic card. Okay, Magic cards are different. They do the subgrades on there. That's kind of cool. This is the first Magic card I've gotten graded. This card is by no means a 10. It's definitely not even close to a 10. As you can see, centering is good, but I mean, this is a childhood card of mine. It came with me here to Switzerland. It's been through a lot, even been played a little bit. And we got an 8. That's not bad. An 8 is more than appreciated for this card. Yeah, I mean, you can see the edges. I mean, you can see even with the subgrades, it's quite spot on. I mean, there's definitely some surface damage. The centering is definitely the the best plus of this card, and the PCA also saw that the centering was the best. So yeah, more than happy. Any Magic collectors out there? PCA does Magic cards too. Another thing is German cards. PSA will not do German cards other than base set anymore. So if